What's going on, YouTube? Another, I don't want to say product review because I haven't actually got to use it yet since I've bought it in the summer, which most people probably don't do. But we got a Marcum flasher for ice fishing. So let's pop this open, see what we got. You know what we're going to do? We're going to pop this snow cover off. And it's got a little screen protector that came on it when I bought it. I just haven't taken it off yet. But that's what we're working with. It's a Marcum LX-7. So let's go ahead and turn it on. And you guys can take a look at it with me. So LX-7, they offer a few different models. You get an LX-7. I'm actually going to turn the lights down, and yeah, that helps with the reflection some. So they offer like an LS6, LS7, LS9. So this has got the larger screen. You can see here you got your standard flasher dial in the center. And then you got your vertical zoom over here on the left hand side, and you can change these. That's a beauty of going with something that's fully digital versus like a lot of the Vexler offerings that are analog, or you know, they got the brushed motor for the display. I mean, that's all you get. I mean, you get just that flasher dial. Let's looks a little washed out here on the camera, so let's go ahead and we'll pop in and adjust the brightness. So your menu button down here, that's going to be to open up a menu, and your select button, so you'll push that once, and then you're going to get settings here, sonar, display, system. So we want to turn the brightness down so it shows up a little better on camera. We'll go to display, hit menu, and then right there you can see, I'll zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see it with me. There you go. Now you can see, oops, menu, display. There's backlight. So we're going to adjust the backlight settings here. And right now we're at 50. So we'll run this down. We'll put this down around 10. 10 or 15. Let's see if that looks, select it, see if that looks any better. We'll zoom you guys back out. A little better. I got some reflections coming in from the window and some lights. Let me turn one more set of lights off. So anyways, let's dive into it a little bit. So like I said, here you've got your menu, so you can go into your sonar settings. You've got things like your sensitivity, range, your zoom, rejection, and target adjust. All that stuff can be done from the soft buttons. So this, for the most part, besides sonar mode, which is going to be whether you're ice fishing or open water, you don't really need to get into that menu a whole lot. So we'll go in the menu again, drop in the display, and you guys can kind of see the options here. This is a weird thing to try to shoot. But anyways, so here you can see we got the flasher display, which is what you see. So now you hit menu. I can go in there and shut that off and then just have the vertical zoom. And then I can obviously turn that back on. And there our display pops back up. So we're going to leave that on. Get you back in for the other options, display options. You got your vertical display, what you've seen over here. Your vertical zoom, sorry, is what you see over here. You can do a vertical display that'll show the full water column. You can do a chart display, which is similar to like your standard fish finders. Chart zoom, which will show you like the bottom 5 feet of your water column. Gauge display. backlight, color palette. You can actually change the colors that show up in here. You can do, I'll show you. There's your options there. You can do grayscale, red, orange, yellow, light green, green, blue, which is going to be your largest color palette. Red, orange, green, red, green, yellow. We'll leave it on there because that's going to give you the most separation. Change your background from the night to gray or blue. I like it on night just because it gives it some better contrast. And your temperature, which your temperature isn't going to be working with this system, or with this transducer. So we can go into system settings, and this is going to be your language, your units, your simulator, factory reset, restore saved, and save. And that's going to be like for saving like favorites or current settings that you might like at particular lakes or ponds. So I'll put it in simulator, and off the bat you're going to notice obviously we got some action. Now one thing, and obviously this does not affect the does not mean anything about the flasher itself, but the one thing that drives me crazy with this simulator is how sporadic it is. You're not going to generally see, you're not going to see this type of movement and stuff in an actual fishing situation. You're going to have a solid bottom, and then you're going to be able to see your fish and stuff move, you know, in between your water column there. So it's kind of annoying the way that they have this set up. I mean, sure, if it was running like this at a store, it'll grab your eye, but it's not a true representation of what it's actually going to look like when you're on the water fishing. So I don't know why they made it that way. But so let's kind of run through these outside buttons. Obviously you have power. We've covered the menu. Power, self-explanatory. Sensitivity. Down in the bottom you always have a sensitivity display, and it's kind of like a little dial and needle there. So if I hit this sensitivity button, that's going to give me a long bar, and I can adjust my sensitivity. And as I adjust my sensitivity, you can see that this bar there is changing. That way it's a quick look. You can tell exactly how much what your sensitivity is at. All of these buttons on the outside pretty much operate in a similar way. So if you're going to do target adjust, that's going to make your jig or your fish look wider, you know, bigger or smaller. For your target separation, you can select your range. So right now we have it on automatic. So if you were in a hole at 32 feet, it's going to give you like a 35-foot dial here. So that way it's always, you're able to use the full dial. Where if on like a Vexler, where it's just a standard ring, you know, you got, let's say 10 to 30, and you got to go around again, you know, you have to do that math or that looking in your head. Where here you've got the luxury of using you get to use the whole entire interface, which is nice. That gives you better target separation also. And with that range button, you can move that down to manual, so you can manually input. Dynamic, that's where it's going to be changing your dial completely, where, you know, you can see up here it's bouncing around 40, and everything adjusts accordingly, so that way you can see, get the most out of your window. There we go, that looks a little better zoomed in some. So that's a dynamic range, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this in back to auto. You can change your cone angle, which down here it's telling you right now we've got it set for a 8-degree cone, and that the bottom here shows you how big of a footprint you're covering. Now I can simply, with one of these soft buttons on the outside, hit cone angle, adjust that to a 20 degree, and now you can see we're covering 9 feet at the bottom, 10 feet at the bottom. So that's nice if you want to have a wider angle to make sure, you know, if you're in a deeper or if you're in a more shallow lake and you want to get a wider footprint at the bottom to make sure that you're not missing fish, then that's a huge benefit. So we'll go ahead and put that back to 8. At the bottom you can see you got voltage, range, it'll tell you what your range is, target, and then infrared, or not infrared, your interference rejection, which is the IR. So down here in the bottom, here's your transducer. That's what's going to be actually going in the water. And then here's your arm that'll come out, and this has just got a little rubber stop on it. So you'll hook your cable in there, drop it in, and then that's what's going to hold your transducer from falling in the hole. Like I said, this is just kind of like an early video, kind of showing it to you guys. And once winter comes and we start getting on some ice, I'll make some videos while I'm using it, so that way you guys can see it in action. But I haven't seen any videos on YouTube that really go over it at all or show it to you. So this is just kind of one of those. Like I said, there's a little screen protector on here right now. I'm just leaving that on there. I'll probably take it off once the ice hits and we get out on the hard water. I'll get rid of that so we don't get any glare. This is a snow shield, which you guys seen, and this just clips over the screen to keep any snow or ice debris out of there. And it comes with this nice, I'll go ahead and power it down. It comes with this nice red soft pack, and it's held on there with Velcro, so that's kind of a neat situation. Just Velcro's down there, Velcro along the front, and that keeps everything nice and tidy. It has a little carry handle at the top, and then it also has kind of like a little cutout here in the back. So if you're hole hopping, you can just pick it up right here in the back, carry it to your next hole, set it down. In the back there's a little Velcro door here, and then that's where your charging cable is if you need to charge it. So yeah, kind of an early look. Not a whole lot to go over, but it's kind of neat. If you guys see anything, or if you guys are interested in getting one of these and you have any questions about them and you want to see another feature maybe gone over a little bit more, go ahead and put it in the comments, and I don't have any problem making another video, so that way you guys could, you know, see exactly what you're looking for. Because it was difficult. I bought this in the off season, so it was difficult for me because no one had them out, and I was only able to go to one place and actually look at one, and it was dead, and it would only run for a couple minutes after, you know, we charged it for a little bit. It'd run for a couple minutes and then die. So yeah, it was kind of difficult. So if you guys see anything, if you're interested in one, in a Marcum, the LX, I think it's an LX-5, LX-6, and LX-7 and LX-9. The 9 comes with an underwater camera. They're all pretty much the same. The screen size is just different. The LX-7 and LX-9 are the same, but the LX-7 doesn't have the underwater camera. These retail for about 700 bucks. So it will set you back, but they're software upgradable, and this is on 4.07, and the way I understand it, once the ice hits, they're going to drop another software update for this. So this is not going to be something that's going to be outdated, where, you know, if you had a FLX-28 and they come out with an FLX-30, you have no way of upgrading your FLX-28 software or anything to, you know, improve it, where this will have continued support for years to come. So that's kind of a nice advantage. So if you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Anything you want to see different in the comments, let me know, and I'll make another video emphasizing on those particular things. And let's pray for a good winter, some thick ice and some tight lines. So if you guys liked what you seen, thumbs up, comment, and we'll see you guys in the next one.